Thank you for allowing me into your home today. I just want to have a conversation with you. I have a question. Are you eating yourself to death? Well, the truth is, we probably don't know that because we don't really know what we're eating. I have been preaching what I'm going to share with you for 40 plus years, but I just read it again on the internet today. And let's start with this. Here was the line I read. A microwave food is dead food, valueless. Why is it valueless? Well, microwave is a radiation that vibrates the cells of the water molecules so fast that they get hot. And that's how microwave foods heat it up. Well, everything that has life in it has water in it. And if you destroy the water, there's no life. Well, it's not the radiation from the microwave that's the problem. It's the radiation in the food that is the problem. So I want to go through a bunch of stuff right now with you. I think is really important. And I'm just going to read some of it because I'll probably do better. I'm not good at it like my wife is. I'm better off just talking to you. When we buy food from the grocery store, it has been picked prior to ripening. Fruits and vegetables that are connected to the plant ripen. The final stage of ripening produces complex sugars, the most important sugars in our food. When plants are not vine ripened, they do not have complex sugars. Complex sugars connect the neurons in the brain. Take a tomato, for example. The moment it is removed from the plant, it begins to deteriorate. Disconnected fruits and vegetables do not ripen, they rot. Most of the grocery store food we buy is in a rotted state. The nutritional value has radically deteriorated. I want to quote that. The nutritional value is radically deteriorated. When soil is nutritionally depleted, plants do not have a healthy source of nutrition. Unhealthy plants produce unhealthy food. There's a product that I've been taking that's 44 ingredients that I take sublingual. It's a liquid supplement. And it's restored my ability to remember and my mental acuity in just a few weeks. But I'll share that with you later. And if you order this script, I will give you all that information. Growing more mitochondria is my secret. How do you grow more mitochondria, and what is mitochondria anyway? Well, as far as I'm concerned, number 1 is air, number 2 is water, and number 3 is mitochondria. I've got a video in my notes, and I can't share it to you because it really talks about spike proteins, and it talks about this COVID thing that we're dealing with. But our only hope is a really strong natural immune system. Do you want to know who you are? Don't ask, act. Action will delineate and define you. Thomas Jefferson said that. Real food brings a long, healthy life. What food has the most micronutrients? Well, beetroot, beets, hemp seeds, kale, chia seeds, goji berries, sweet potato, and millet, and they're all considered superfoods. Well, is it hard to get those into your diet? Probably not. I know that in our home we eat hemp seeds and we eat chia, and we buy them at Walmart. So I mean, they're not that they're hard to find or hard to get. The bottom line, though, is that kale and spinach are highly nutritious and is associated with several benefits. Kale is actually better than spinach, and I love spinach. Chia seeds are an excellent source of fiber, which can improve heart health, reduce cholesterol levels, and promote intestinal health. Sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are another superfood. We haven't eaten enough of those. So lately, because of this study, my wife and I now are eating more sweet potatoes because they're a superfood. People with healthy eating patterns live longer and are at lower risk of serious health problems such as heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and obesity. For people with chronic diseases, healthy eating can help manage these conditions and prevent complications. Nutrients can be divided into two categories, macronutrients and microminerals and micronutrients. What minerals are trace minerals? Well, trace minerals are minerals that we need just a little bit of. We don't have to have a lot of. So trace minerals are minerals like iron and manganese, copper, iodine, zinc, cobalt, fluoride, and selenium. Let's talk about fluoride for a little bit. We talked about earlier in our last video about synthetics and petrochemicals. Well, fluoride is in our food, but the fluoride supplements that are added to our food are not natural food supplements. They are either synthetics or they are petrochemicals. So what does fluoride do? Well, fluoride dulls your brain. Chinese scientists have done huge research projects, and they found out that people that take excessive amounts of fluoride, it diminishes their brain capacity. Well, we're told what? Fluoride is important in the water. Well, a study in China showed that IQ scores in both males and females declined with increasing fluoride exposure. Well, that's pretty potent. Now, because of this study, I have been much more aware of that. Have I used fluoride toothpaste? Absolutely. Will I buy more of it? Probably not, because now I know what it does. It lowers my IQ. And believe me, at my age, I want all the IQ that I can get. Allergic reactions like skin rash, itching, hives, swelling face, lips, and tongue, these are all fluoride side effects. Mottled and discolored teeth, sores in the mouth or on the lips, stomach pain, or being unusually weak and tired. What are the three most important micronutrients? Iodine, vitamin A, and vitamin D. In adults, iodine helps regulate hormone levels, especially thyroid hormones. When people have extra weight, what is that a sign of? That's a sign of underactive thyroid. Well, can iodine help that? Absolutely it can. How about vitamin A? We heard about, when we were kids, about carrots giving you better eyesight. Or vitamin D encourages strong bone development and reduces the risk of bone disease. Then we have zinc, folate, and iron. What micronutrients do I need daily? And this is really important. And hey, listen, as I've been researching this, I'm learning right along with you. Listen, I'm not some brilliant guy. I was president of a medical corporation. It doesn't mean I'm a genius. I just happened to be in that place at that time. So what micronutrients do we need daily? We need calcium, we need magnesium, potassium, vitamin D, vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E, and choline. What is the most important nutrient? Well, if you've been watching this series of videos, the first video was on air or oxygen, and the second video was on the most important nutrient in our body next to air, which is water. And we talked all about water. So what are the 6 nutrients that your body needs? It needs proteins, carbs, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, minerals, and water. To understand how what you eat affects your body, you need to become familiar with the basic fundamental nutrition. We know you know a lot, probably as much as I do, about calories and protein. But if you're low on protein, what happens? Well, if you're low on protein, here's some of the symptoms: nausea, headache, mood changes, weakness, fatigue, and low blood pressure, hunger and food cravings, and diarrhea. Do you know that a big part of our digestion is done in the small intestine? And as the liquid is taken out of the food we process in our stomach, goes into our small intestine, and as the liquid is taken out of that and to go into our colon, the biggest part of our assimilation of nutrients is in our small intestine. What does a healthy diet include? It includes lots of fruits and vegetables, but not ones that are from the grocery store that were picked unripe, ripe ones. This is one of the most important diet habits. Choosing whole grain foods, eating protein foods, limiting high and extra processed foods, making water your drink of choice. Water supports health and promotes hydration without adding any calories to your diet. So I want you to have all the possible information that I can give you. And I want to take it a little bit further. What I've learned through this research is the importance of our hair. Now, do you know that hair is the end of your nervous system? And the hair follicles, that are the hair strands, the hair tubes, the hair stems, they have mitochondria in them. Now, you've heard of people having a hair mineral analysis. Well, you cut a little piece of your hair and send it to a science lab, and they analyze the hair strands, and they tell you exactly what you're deficient in. And a lot of chiropractors' offices and a lot of naturopaths offer this service. And you might want to think about that, because we don't necessarily know what we're weak in, but when we do a hair mineral analysis, guess what? We find out what we're weak in. And so I didn't realize the importance of hair, but I did a video a long time ago on the Nazarite vow. Well, Samson was a Nazarite. Many years ago, there was an actor named Eugene Orowitz. You probably know him as Michael Landon. Well, his dad managed movie theaters, and he spent a lot of his time watching the movies as a child, and he always saw himself as the hero. Well, he got into his Bible and he read about the Nazarite vow, and so he didn't cut his hair for a long time. And he stuffed it up under his hat, and he kept it hidden because he knew his parents wouldn't be happy with that. And in the process, what happened? He became an actor and became famous because he practiced something, because the antenna coming out of his head, which is hair, helped him move into that process. Now, is there any value of that? I think there is. I think there's a lot of value on hair. And I'm looking at a lot of my friends now, they're shaving their heads, and they don't realize what they're doing. They're cutting off the antenna. And where does the antenna go? It goes right to the brain stem. And where does the brain stem go? Right to the brain. Well, as you notice, my hair is getting a little longer because I'm getting to understand this. And there's a real value of a Nazarite vow. And there's also a real value of intermittent fasting. So I started this year with a 3-day dry fast. 3-day dry fast is no liquid and no food. And then I moved into a daily 12-hour dry fast. So I started dry fasting from 6 p.m. until 6 a.m. And if I missed it by a half an hour or so, I would do it from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. So half of my day is dry fasting. That's no liquid and no food. Well, what happens when you dry fast? Well, what happens when you fast at all? Well, we have lots of stuff floating around in our bloodstream, and we don't get rid of it. It just keeps floating around. But when we fast, our body gets rid of it, uses it up. It gets gone. So dry fasting or fasting has a tremendous value. Now, my very first fast was only 20 minutes or so. Or no, it was 2 hours, I recall now, because Holy Spirit said to me, your food is more important than me. And so I sat down and I fasted for a couple hours, and then he said, you can get up and eat now. And if you've ever heard my story, I went back out in the kitchen to this big bologna sandwich with fresh tomatoes and fresh lettuce and lots of mayonnaise, Miracle Whip on it, and salt and pepper, and a big quartered kosher pickle. Now I had been sitting on the sofa reading my Bible for 2 hours, and I got up and I figured, well, it's all going to be mush. I'm going to end up throwing it away and making another sandwich. Wrong answer. It was just as fresh as I had just made it, because Holy Spirit did that. I'm not taking any credit for that. Well, I really want you to be healthy. I really want you to be healthy. And you can't be healthy eating food that's been raised in soil that doesn't have any nutrition. So sometime you need to supplement your diet. You need to take things that give your body what it needs. And one of the things that I do is I take a liquid supplement, I put it under my tongue, I hold it there for about a couple minutes, and I do that several times a day. And what it's done is it's increased my mitochondria to the point that I'm just utterly amazed in just a few weeks how my mind has come back and how much I can remember. So if you guys want to know more about information about that, send me an email underneath this video, and I will send you the script and all the information that I'm sharing with you right now. Because above all, I want you to prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. So God bless you, and you have a really, really good day. Thank you.